Our judges today will be rating today's speakers on content, incorporation of the four-way test, organization, and delivery. The speeches must be between 5 to 7 minutes in length, and today's prizes are $300 for first place and $200 for second. So both contestants are sure to come away with some money. So winners already. Excuse me. The winner of today's contest will go on to represent Newport at the district celebration in Eugene on May 6th to compete for a grand prize of up to $3,500. So we're really handing out some big bucks this year. Today's judges, who I'd like to recognize and thank, are Diane Nelson, Laura Kimberly, and Kathy Eater. Tanya will be keeping track of the time and helping to tally the points. So the order of our speakers has been predetermined by random drawing, and we'll wait to introduce the speakers by name until both have given their speeches. So without further ado, please help me welcome speaker number one. I'm sorry. Yeah. So one thing I forgot to mention is that these speeches are 5 to 7 minutes in length, and Richard here has a guide that'll kind of help with that. So when I think is it 5 minutes, it's green. 6 minutes. 6 minutes yellow, and then 7 it's red, and then you know the time's up. So when it's green, it's good to go. Yellow getting close to the end, and red is 7. So welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is James Holland, and I'm honored to have the opportunity to speak to you today about the benefits of video games in enhancing critical thinking skills. While this topic has been widely discussed, I hope to bring a fresh perspective to the conversation. I have been an avid player of video games pretty much since I was born, utilizing their immersive nature to construct intricate structures and machines. Recently, I've been playing a game called People Playground, which has allowed me to develop complex projects such as planes, boats, and cars without the use of a blueprint. In People Playground, you are in a large box with an infinite amount of materials to make whatever you want. Through this experience, I've come to understand the profound impact that video games can have on one's critical thinking and problem-solving abilities. In my personal experience, academic success has not always come easy. Particularly during my elementary school years, like many students, I found solace in video games, which provided me with a much-needed outlet to unwind. Building intricate mechanisms that would automatically complete a task was a source of enjoyment and helped me develop the resilience necessary to overcome academic challenges. I love making these mechanisms in a certain time frame to have pressure to it. As an example, math has always been a challenge for me, and really it still is. In one particularly daunting test, my teacher gave us a minute to solve a 30-question worksheet. Overwhelmed by the pressure of the situation, I was only able to complete around 5 questions. However, after dedicating myself to playing games that challenged me to construct intricate creations, I was able to cultivate the skills necessary to manage stress and increase my performance, eventually increasing my score to around 15 questions in the same time frame. Beyond my own experiences and challenges, video games can have the potential to help people all over the world. In many professions, individuals are required to make numerous critical decisions under significant stress on a daily basis. Research has shown that video games can improve focus and increase brain productivity, ultimately leading to better decision-making skills. By offering a unique and immersive form of training, video games can provide individuals with a valuable tool for improving and their cognitive abilities are dealing with high-pressure situations. A study conducted on the effects of video games on cognitive abilities of older individuals found that video games can have a positive impact on multitasking skills. According to the study, older people tend to struggle with multitasking more than younger individuals. However, after 6 months of playing a game called NeuroRacer, the cognitive control and multitasking abilities of the older group improved significantly. This demonstrates that video games can provide a valuable form of cognitive training for individuals of all ages. While some individuals may argue that learning critical thinking skills for video games is not worth the effort due to the fact that it's primarily designed for entertainment and don't have the purpose of learning. Some video games are designed specifically to promote critical thinking, although they can be used for procrastination or leisure activities. The advantage of problem-solving games is that players can develop their ability to handle complex challenges in a back-to-back-to-back way. This skill can be beneficial in their daily lives, as they are better equipped to tackle difficult situations more effectively. In conclusion, video games can have a significant impact on critical thinking and problem-solving skills. While some people may view video games as a source of entertainment or a waste of time, the immersive and challenging nature of some games can offer a unique form of cognitive training that can improve focus, decision-making, multitasking, and stress management skills. Through personal experiences and research, it's clear that video games can have the potential to help people of all ages and professions to enhance their cognitive abilities and better handle complex challenges in their daily lives. Therefore, we should not overlook the potential benefits of video games in promoting critical thinking and problem-solving skills, and we should continue to explore and develop games that can offer these advantages.
Hey, great job. All right, next up, I'll welcome our contestant number 2.
Good afternoon. My name is Landon Cunningham, and I'm here to talk today about NIL leagues. Confusing, for sure. A lot of things to clarify, absolutely. Will there be bumps in the road? No doubt about it. But are we in a better space than we were a few days ago? For sure. This is a quote from Mark Emmert, the president of the NCAA, just one day after a new rule was passed allowing students to be compensated for their name, image, and likeness. For those of you who don't know what NIL means, it allows students to be featured in advertisements, endorsements, make money off jersey sales, and by any other means use their identity to be compensated. NIL has been a controversial topic in collegiate sports for quite some time, starting back in 2009 when former UCLA basketball player Ed O'Bannon filed a class action lawsuit against the NCAA. This lawsuit argued that players should be paid based off their appearance in multiple video games. In this speech, I'll apply the 4-way test to NIL deals in college sports. First off, is it the truth? As a base idea, it is true that college athletes as human beings and adults should be compensated for their identity that they've created and maintained. The NCAA has put a few rules in to help ensure the honesty of these deals. First, you're not allowed to use them as inducement or recruitment to a specific college. Second, you can't be tied to on-field performance. And third, the athlete must do some kind of work to earn the money. However, with rule change comes an open door possibility to dishonesty. Colleges work hard to dodge and find loopholes in the law to get an advantage for their team. It's been reported that athletes are offered huge deals just shy of $1 million, but if they leave the school that they earned this deal at, they'll have to pay back all the money plus interest. This is dishonest to the rule's intent. Secondly, is it fair to all concerned? For years, the NCAA saw all profits of the player's name, image, and likeness without any payment going to the athlete. It seems like a no-brainer that paying them is the fair thing to do. Despite this, there are unfair aspects to the rule. Most notably, colleges with more money for NIL deals will be more enticing to high school students and potential transfer athletes. Colleges are also creating collectives, which are businesses, alumni, and other donors that the college can connect their athletes with to create a deal. This doesn't seem unfair, but colleges with more capital can offer much more to a potential athlete than a college that doesn't have as many donors in their collective. While colleges can't pay directly to the student athlete, there is a big gray area about connecting students to companies and other donors. And colleges will find any way around these laws to find a gain for their team. The numbers are secretive, but we can take Bryce Young, for example. As a quarterback at Alabama, one of, if not the most well-known college football programs in the nation, he's reported to have earned anywhere from $1 to $3 million in 2021, the year that the rule was changed. Compare this to OSU, whose quarterback last name I cannot pronounce at all, who's valued at a measly $450,000. You can see the difference between an established program like Alabama and one that somewhat struggles each year to gain as much footing like OSU. So is it fair? No. It's fair to say that the athlete should be paid based off their identity that they've worked hard to create. However, colleges will use these deals to entice, creating a divide between the bigger and smaller colleges. Next, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Overall, yes. Allowing payment means less resentment of the NCAA by its athletes. Whereas for years, the athletes have felt owned and used by the organization, now they can profit from the work that they put in. Because realistically, it is a full-time job to pay sports in college. and now they can profit from this work. When you step away from the big name deals like the biggest athlete on TV being sponsored by a corporation, you can also see examples of local businesses supporting their favorite athletes. Restaurants can offer free meals for an Instagram post. A small business can have a product shown off by an athlete in a short video, or an athlete can be put on a billboard in town. And this leads me to the next question. Will it be beneficial to all concerned? For the college athlete, absolutely. Players are paid small and large sums, often for a small amount of work. Wide receiver Ryan O'Keefe of Florida made a short video less than a minute long for social media and instantly made $350. This money is no doubt going to his next meal or paying for the huge cost of attending a college. In terms of the company, some argue that it is not beneficial because of the cost to have these players endorse them and the small return. But this could be said for any kind of deal. Some companies opt instead to treat an NIL deal as a kind of scholarship, not worried about the return on investment, but just supporting their favorite school or athlete for a small favor in return. In terms of the NCAA, they just lost access to a huge sum of money, but I believe it will still be beneficial to them in the long run as players will be more content with their college experience. Now for the last question, because you guys have a special test, is it fun? I'd say anytime you give a 20-year-old college student lots of money, you're probably gonna have fun. Overall, when using the 4- or 5-way test, we can see it is a step in the right direction for college sports, but there needs to be tighter rules and regulations to keep it fair. Just as Mark Emmert said 2 years ago, it's a long and bumpy road, but if they keep improving the rules, it can be hugely beneficial to everyone involved in college sports. Thank you.